Have you noticed that the deeper you go into spirituality, the more you start questioning things that you were taught to never question? It's not because you want to rebel, right? It's not because you hate God. It's not because you want to disrespect anybody's belief. It's not because of that. It's because something deep inside of you starts to question, like, this doesn't make sense. This logic does not make sense. Make it make sense. Religion and spirituality is not the same thing, right? It's not the same thing. One feels like rules that you have to follow, and then the other one feels like a deep connection, a deep love, a deep bond. One of them feels inherited, while the other one feels like a deep truth that you discovered. You see, a lot of times you're born into your religion, your family, your mom, your dad, that's what they believe in, and then you end up doing the same thing that they do. And for a lot of people, that discovery can be very uncomfortable, because when you discover something new, it's like your soul is awakened to something that you've been searching for. It becomes very difficult for you to start accepting everything you hear now as fact. It's like, bro, this doesn't make sense to me. I don't know about this. Why is this happening? Why do I have to believe this? You start questioning, bro. You cannot accept every single thing that you hear. We live in a world full of illusions, full of people saying this, saying that. You cannot listen to people by face value. Maybe the reason why so many people are questioning religion is because their soul is craving for something deeper, bro. Your soul is craving for something that you can genuinely connect with on a deeper level. Okay? So stay tuned, because we about to dive deep, okay? Stay tuned to the end of the video. A lot of people were introduced to God through religion, through buildings, through sermons, through rules, through rituals, through systems that told them what to believe, how to act, and what truth was supposed to look like. And for some people, that brought comfort. But for others, it felt like they were being handed someone else's relationship with the divine, instead of discovering it for themselves. And suddenly, you are not just asking what you were taught to believe. You start asking what you actually feel, what you have actually experienced, what feels true in your soul when everything gets quiet. And that is where the tension begins. Because awakening does not always let you stay inside borrowed answers. It pushes you deeper. For a lot of people, religion always felt external. I know I can speak for myself when I say that. Go here, say this, follow this, do not question that. But spirituality feels internal. It's about direct connection, inner knowing, discernment, presence, awareness, and experience. Religion can tell you where to look, but spirituality makes you ask whether you have truly seen for yourself. And that difference changes everything. Some people were raised with so much fear around religion that even asking honest questions felt wrong. They were taught that doubt was dangerous, that curiosity was a rebellion, that stepping outside the system meant losing their way. But spiritual awakening often begins with questions. Real questions, deeper questions, painful questions. And the moment someone starts asking those questions, old fears starts rising to the surface. What makes this so personal is, like, a lot of people are not rejecting faith. Like for me, for example, when I was a Christian at an early age, I felt like I was being blackmailed to believe in something that I always questioned. Like, from my personal opinion, I started rejecting anything that made me feel fear, anything that made me feel like if you don't do this, this is gonna happen to you. If this doesn't happen, then this is what's gonna happen to you. Like, anything that feels lifeless, anything that feels like it's filled with fear, bro, no, bro. And I'm not saying spirituality is doesn't bring up your fears. But what I'm saying is, in spirituality, those fears are things that was taught to you, things that were given to you that you had to let go and to release. But on the other side, I was tired of being taught what to think, what to believe in without never feeling a connection myself. I never felt a connection myself. I was doing it because I thought this is what I was supposed to do. You see how all this ties in together? I was tired of the fear-based tactics. I was tired of the fear-based belief. Most people believe what they believe in because they are fearful of going to a place of eternal damnation. It's like, bro, you gonna love somebody just because you want to love them, not because you're gonna be fearful that they're going to cut your hair while you're sleeping, for example. You see what I'm saying? So spirituality, spiritual awakening teaches people how to think deeper. Because once you have your awakening, you no longer accept secondhand truth. You no longer accept secondhand truth from people or from other sources that didn't come from you. It didn't come from your internal world, right? You want something that you can actually connect with, not something that just makes you look spiritual, something that makes you look religious. You buy the t-shirts, you buy the merchandise, it makes you look spiritual. But true spirituality is all about the internal world. It's all about what's happening on the inside of you. That's the most important thing. So maybe the real question is not whether spirituality is better than religion. Maybe that's not the question, right? Maybe the question is, does what you believe in actually bring you into a deeper connection with God? Whatever that may be, whatever that belief may be, does it bring you into a deep, genuine, loving connection with what you believe in? Minus the fear-based, minus all the rules and regulations and doing this and doing that. That is why so many people are not trying to walk away from God. They are trying to walk away from performance. They are trying to walk away from empty repetition, from spiritual pressure, from doing things just to look holy while feeling disconnected on the inside. Because once awakening begins, you stop wanting something that only looks sacred on the outside. You start craving what is real. A lot of awakened people start feeling closer to the divine in silence than in performance, in nature, in quiet prayers, in stillness, in deep reflection, in moments where there is no audience, no system, and no pressure. Just you. And what feels undeniably real, that is why spirituality often feels so powerful, because it is not always about being told. It is about experiencing. And this does not mean religion is automatically bad. For some people, religion gives structure, wisdom, tradition, and a path that helps them to stay grounded. But the problem begins when structure replaces connection, when rules replace truth, when fear replaces love, when performance replaces presence. That is when people start feeling the difference between religion and spirituality. Spiritual awakening changes how you see everything: people, life, the world. the system, and yes, even religion. Because once your soul starts waking up, you begin to notice what feels alive and what only looks alive. You begin to notice what brings peace and what brings control. You begin to notice what often opens your heart and what keeps you trapped in guilt and confusion. That is why so many people today are questioning religion, not because they want darkness, not because they want chaos, not because they want to throw away faith, but because they are searching for a faith that feels honest. They are searching for a connection that feels direct, a truth that is lived, not just repeated. And that search is spiritual. So if you have been feeling this tension, if you have been questioning things more deeply, if you have been realizing that spirituality and religion do not always feel the same, you are not crazy, and you are not alone. You may simply be reaching a point where your soul wants more than tradition without experience, more than words without presence, more than rituals without inner transformation. Or does it keep you in a system that you are afraid to question? You got to ask yourself that. Does what I believe keep me in fear of questioning something deeper? Right? Did I discover this myself? Or was it something that I heard from someone else? You got to ask yourself these questions. This is not a video talking about you should be spiritual over religion, and that's not what this is. Okay? This is about you questioning deeper, on a deeper level. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned for the closing imagery that discusses my one-on-one consultations. The link will be in the description below. Besides that, if you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe for more content. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. Peace.